I want to help create 1,000 new millionaires so that they can feel what I felt going from broke, homeless just a few years ago, sleeping on the floor of the San Francisco airport, to having the ability to live the life I want, have a fulfilling time, and help other people. I have generated millions of dollars since that time when I was homeless. For most of my life, actually, I had housing insecurity, food insecurity, and I've gone on to raise millions and to generate millions of dollars for myself and other people. In fact, let me show you something really quick. It's 1,000 new millionaires. 1,000 new millionaires. This is like my mantra. This is what I want to truly help make happen. And I'm doing it in a few ways. And so I thought, I had a recent viral video and I had a lot of new subscribers join. And I thought many of you may not know my story. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about my story, but also tell you about my plan. The most important part of this is my plan to help you be one of those 1,000, if not more, right? Because if we can bring more, we will, right? Okay, so first of all, what would be really cool is I want to know more about you. I have been looking at all these hundreds and hundreds of new comments and reading every single one because I'm the one who posts them. Like I allow them to go on the site. And I'm getting to know so much about you, but what I realize is I don't know like your name and what city you live in and what you do and all of that, right? You're just sort of reacting to my videos, which is awesome. Thank you for doing that. So let's do that now. Leave a comment and just let me know, like if you want any of this. You don't have to say anything, and please don't leave any information that would leave you kind of in danger. Just like what's your first name? Where do you live, or like kind of close to the city you live, or what state? And if you want to say your age, that'd be cool. What do you do for a living? What are your hobbies? Like, tell me a little bit more about yourself because I think that'll be really cool to see those comments and to see each other's comments. And then second of all, I wanted to show you something. I said I had a viral video recently, and I've had a couple of those, but this one was really viral in that it happened like immediately almost. And so I wanted to actually show you the statistics behind the scenes, the analytics of what happened, so that you can see this is one way that you can actually make money. So I'm showing you like behind the scenes. This is what I look at when I look at my YouTube dashboard. And the dashboard is it's called Studio. Look, this is like in real time. It's blinking and it's like showing you what's happening. So this is crazy. For my channel, this is very like there's a lot more views than I normally get. So this is what happened. When I want to say it was 6 days ago. So 6 days ago, I posted this video, the $1 million skill. Learn this skill and you'll never worry about money again. That's what it was called, right here. Okay. And you may have seen this video. And people just really resonated with it. But at the same time, I did an experiment during the video, and I'm going to do that experiment again here because I think I just want this to be like a group effort. So first I'll show you this and then I'll tell you the experiment. So first, it has so far in 6 days, 236,000 views. That is insane. And then it has uh, 12.3 thousand new subscribers. So what that did was it sent me over the 100,000 subscriber mark. And if you're not familiar, YouTube gives you a plaque when you get 100,000 subscribers, and then again when you get 1 million subscribers. So YouTube really thinks that 100,000 subscribers is a big deal. And I know that there are like maybe between 550,000 to 600,000 people who have made that, but there are 50 million plus YouTube channels that are actually trying to get that. So that's really, really cool. That's like, 1% make it that far. So I'm at 110. Actually, I'll show you. Let's see. What am I at right now? I'm at 111,830 subscribers, and most of those, like the ones over 100,000, came from this one video. All right, so let's look at it just a little bit more, and I think just to show you because you can make money from this. You can have this type of moment happen. You can have this type of breakout moment for your brand and for your life. Okay. So also look at the revenue for this one video. And it doesn't even count the last 2 days. Let's see, does it count? Yeah, it doesn't. No, it doesn't count the last like day and a half. It only goes up. So there's more. So $3,241 in those first 5 days. And it'll taper off. It'll start to go, it'll start to slow down. But this will make me money for months or years. And it may be $1 a day or maybe more, depending on how it goes. But it keeps refreshing here. See, you can see how many, this is how many people have seen this video just in the last, like, an hour at a time. So I wanted you to see this because I'm going to tell you exactly why I think it happened. It's because we did this experiment, and I would love to do this experiment on a bigger scale with you. That's why I'm telling you about it. And I also want to teach you a little bit about YouTube and about the ways that I want to help you make more money. So if you want me to help you make more money, let me know in the comments if that's cool. Okay, so first of all, the reason I think it had such a breakout, and let's test it right now, is because I said, hey, can you subscribe for my experiment? Just subscribe because I think that YouTube pushes the video out more if people subscribe. And boy, was I right. Okay, so that's what we're going to do right now. So if you don't want to subscribe, you don't have to. Please don't worry about it. But if you are not subscribed right now, hit the subscribe button right now and let's see what happens. Let's see if this happens again with this video. Maybe it'll be a flop. We'll see. But either way, I'm having a great time, so it's all good. But so hit the subscribe button. If you are already subscribed, do not unsubscribe to subscribe because that actually is a negative signal to YouTube. Just leave it as is. But if you're not subscribed, just hit the subscribe button below and it would just be so helpful to me. Also, if you're watching this on a TV, like I watch most of my YouTube videos on a TV. Hi, good to see you. I know I'm really in your face right now. But if you're watching this on a TV, you just put the arrow up usually, and then you can find a picture of my channel, and then you hit subscribe from there. So that's what we're going to do, but we're going to do this on a bigger scale because what I noticed about some of the like more popular fast growing YouTube channels is that they ask this every single video. So what I want to do is I want to see if we can make my channel one of the largest education channels on YouTube. Do you think we can do that? Do you think we can make that happen? I kind of do because I started with 4,000 subscribers January 24, and now January 25 I have 111,000 subscribers, so more than 100,000 in 1 year. And I actually think that we can do even more than 100,000 for the next 12 months. But I think it has to be both of us. So if you're just joining and you're just like, who is this person? I'm going to tell you exactly how this affects you and how this helps you. So as I said earlier, I was homeless and broke for I was broke for most of my life up until I was about 35. I'm 44 now. And I had a lot of housing insecurity. As a child, we did as a family. And then as an adult, I did alone and with my mom. And it was a whole thing. And a few years ago, I decided I wanted to create a venture capital fund that invests in underrepresented founders because I had been in Texas. I grew up in Texas. I had been back, all over the country, but I moved back to Texas to live with my mom so that we could make ends meet. And I was just seeing all this information about like Silicon Valley and tech startups and what could that, what innovation was coming out of that. And I felt for the first time, oh, this is me. Like I was in my 30s and I was like, I feel like a founder. I just didn't know what it was called, like an entrepreneur. Like, have you ever had that happen where you're not exactly like your rest of your friends? You just kind of a little bit off the beaten path. That's what I was. And so when I found, oh, tech companies, not that I was a coder or anything, but I just felt like, oh, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a person who kind of creates these things. And I know you relate to that. So when I found that I wanted to start my own company, my own tech company, and I wanted to go out and raise money because I thought that's what you had to do because I had seen that in movies and read about it. So when I was learning about how do you raise money, how do you start a company, that's when I found out. I read the statistic. It changed my entire life. And it said that less than 10% of all venture capital goes to anyone who's a woman, anyone who's black or brown, anyone who's LGBTQ plus, anyone who's a veteran, all of that, all mixed together in the United States. And 90% goes to straight white men. Now, I started going around to straight white men and I'm saying, did you know this statistic? And they didn't know it. They thought it was crazy too. So some of them eventually, after like 3 years of me asking, invested. But how did I go from being like homeless to having people invest in me? Well, I wrote a book called It's About Damn Time where I tell the entire story. And that's linked below in the description. But there's and I read the audio for it, by the way. I'm very proud of that. I read the audio for it so you can kind of hear my story and then get motivated by me. But um, I spent 3.5 years pounding the pavement, asking people, putting myself in a position where it was like kind of embarrassing, because I was asking, but I was asking for other people. I was like, these other people need to be invested in, and I want to help them. And I got told no over and over and over again. Either it was like, oh, this is a nice thing you're doing, but it's more like a nonprofit, or oh, I don't think it's a good idea, or whatever, right? It was all these different excuses, but it was kind of disheartening. And I was already broke already, so I'm going around broke as hell saying, hey, can you give me $1 million? So I learned so much during that time. And I did get a break. I got a break after getting myself to Silicon Valley, to San Francisco area. I ended up sleeping on the floor of the San Francisco airport. I do not recommend that. I do not recommend going for broke, but I just didn't have any other option. I honestly didn't have anywhere else to go at this point. I had exhausted every single resource in my pursuit and just in life in general. And there we could get into all of like the socioeconomic things and why a black woman like myself might have been in that position. But what I more so want to talk about is how like I never gave up. I never said, well, this is how the world is. This is how the US treats women and black people and this is how this dot dot dot. I knew it and I understood it, but I also said, you know what? I'm doing this for them. So we are going to go. We are going to go. Let's go. Put in the comments right now if you're seeing this right now, put in let's go. Make sure you subscribe as well. Okay? Cuz where this is where things get interesting. So I met a woman named Susan who is a white woman, and that's important just because I don't want to talk bad about white people and then not tell you when someone did something cool, right? But anyway, the point of this is I met a woman named Susan. She was an investor, but she was just learning about investing. I had built up so much information and knowledge in those 3.5 years about investing in companies and just about companies in general, how to start a company, all of that. I had been talking to these founders, I had been interviewing them, I had been helping them behind the scenes. And so she had some questions. I was able to answer her questions. I was able to help her become a better investor. I call that becoming money because I didn't have money, but money attracts money. So what do you do when you don't have it? You become it. You get the information, you become the plug, right? You become money. One of those ways is having that information. Another way is building that network and being the plug for people. And I did both. And when I went to her after a few, weeks of back and forth, and I said, "Look, I want to invest in underrepresented founders. We call them underestimated now." She said, I'm gonna take a bet on you. Now it took 3 months. It wasn't just overnight, and it had been 3.5 years at that point. And I was sleeping at the airport because I had nowhere else to go. I didn't have a dime to my name. And I would sometimes not be able to eat. She didn't know that because I didn't want to let her know. I didn't want her to invest in me because she felt sorry for me. So she invested in me. And then she introduced me to someone else and they invested in me, and so on and so forth. And what I did with that money is I immediately invested in my first company led by a black founder. And the reason, again, if you're wondering like why does it matter if they're black and she was white and what, it only matters because there have been systemic issues that have kept black and brown people out of this game in venture capital. And when we are not given the resources that we need to innovate, that affects the world negatively, like everybody. It affects everybody negative. It's just the same thing as like if you don't support women, you're also not supporting children and you're not supporting men, right? It's all kind of this vicious cycle. So it was really important to me. I was on a mission. I wanted to get more resources. And not only did I want to just get money for people, because definitely did, but I wanted to like inspire people. I wanted to inspire people who were like on their own and that thought that they didn't have a chance because of these systemic issues. I wanted to say, look, they exist. We know it's not fair, but we are going to win this anyway. And I did this with a lot of white men around me helping as well, right? So it was like everybody was benefiting. The whole point of this is I have now gone on to raise more than $30 million and invest in more than 200 companies led by underrepresented founders in a 10-year period. And even all as fulfilling as all that has been, which it has been, I was on the cover of Fast Company. I was on the cover of Black Enterprise. I had a whole 9-part ABC News special like in the last 12 months. There's a lot that's happened, okay? But even through all of that, my favorite thing in the whole world is working with entrepreneurs to teach them how to make money, not to teach them how to raise money, not to teach them how to invest. I mean, I do teach both of those things. I know how to do them like with my eyes closed. But what I'm saying to you is like, even with all of the success and the accolades and the proximity to people that, celebrities and all of that, even with all of that in that kind of like shiny investor world, my preference is to teach you how to make an extra $1,000 this week, right? Like that's, to me, that is where the real stuff is. That's where the substance is. And so that's what this channel is about. That's why I have this YouTube channel, because I realized, like, I knew about YouTube. I've been on YouTube for like 17 years or something crazy with different channels, but it wasn't till the like January of 2024 that I understood YouTube. And it's why I had a video that I showed you that goes bonkers. And it's why before then I gained 92,000 subscribers. YouTube opens up a lot of opportunity in two major ways. One major way is that it helps me disseminate and give out my information to like all the stuff that I've learned over the years, going from homeless to making millions of dollars, right? It helps me give those step by step, that free information out every single day, no matter if I'm like actively recording or if I haven't uploaded in a few days. I have hundreds of videos that just give you free information. And I mean, I'm getting like a physical reaction to that. I can't tell you how powerful and fulfilling that is. And then the other way is that using it, like just like becoming a millionaire can be taught, using YouTube to build your brand and build your impact and your income. I teach you that. I can teach you that. That can be taught. Not just me, but others, right? You can also learn it just by searching and spending time on it. And it's free. So YouTube is free to start, which I think is awesome. And then you start making money. As you saw on my page, let me show you again. Let me show you again. Like right here, this estimated revenue, like, oh, let me just show you really quick so you can understand, in case you're not familiar. So I'm going to just show you, let's say revenue. Let's say that's 28 days. Let me show you like the last 365 days. So YouTube pays you for posting, but you have to you have to get to a certain threshold before you can make money. And that threshold today is that you have to have 1,000 subscribers and then you have to have 4,000 watch hours in the last 12 trailing months. And it sounds like a lot of watch hours, but it's actually not, because You can put up like a 30-minute video and maybe put up several videos. And I teach you all about that in different videos here on this channel. I'm going to make a playlist. I'm going to make like a YouTube playlist because it'll help you. But before even, let's just do lifetime. Let's do lifetime for this channel. So I've had this channel for like 5 years, I think. Okay, so yeah, February of 2020 is when I started. So it's 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. I didn't, because it's not because I wasn't trying. Like, it was because I wasn't trying, right? It was because I didn't know about the monetization. I had no idea. And if you didn't know about the monetization, let me know in the comments. But if you knew about it, let me know too. Okay, so then I started, and you see in 2024, I started taking it seriously. And this is actually, I wasn't monetized until like, I think February or March, but it kind of went retroactive for me. So it's like, that was exciting. I've raised and generated, like, forget raising, like I've raised $30 million. Yeah, that was not easy, but I've I've earned millions of dollars every single year. I do that. I earn it for myself, I earn it for my companies, I earn it for other people. But when I see like, oh, I get like $8, I get $26 a day for just posting, that makes me more excited. That makes me more excited because it's like you, I don't know, it's like a craft. Like it's something that I feel useful. I feel like it's something that you can see those results. So it's really fulfilling to get there. That's why I suggest you do it if you're at all interested. And believe me, I know that it's not easy to just start YouTube. I mean, it's easy to start one, but it's not easy to say, oh, I'm going to post all this time and I'm going to be on camera and I know what I'm going to talk about, all of that. But there are steps that will help you. So April, I started getting $20, on average. May, we had like a breakout video about how to make your first $10,000. You can go search for that. And so I started making it like, woo, 100, 150, 200. Then it kind of calmed down for a while. And then if you're at all thinking, oh my gosh, yeah, it's free to start a YouTube, but then it costs money to have like a fancy YouTube. I had done all this fancy stuff around here. Like I had a studio, I did hair and makeup, I had a whole production team, I had like a YouTube agency helping me. Right around here, summer of 2024, I was like, you know what? There's so much I want to teach. I don't want to have to wait to have like a studio day. So I'm just gonna jump on Zoom. It's not even in 4K. I don't even know if it's in HD. You tell me. It's like granular AF. I'm just gonna jump on and start talking. And look what happened when I did that. Look what happened. This is daily, y'all. Look at this. Daily. What? Just like breakout moments. Just breakout moments, okay? So that was very, very cool. And I don't want to make you dizzy, but I'm just showing you. Okay, so then we're getting into like, December of 2024. It's kind of calmed down a bit, but every single day I'm making money. And every month I'm making anywhere between $3,000 and $6,000. $3,000 and $6,000. And then just a few days ago, I had the largest day ever. What? And then I had another one, and then it's kind of calmed down. And there's a couple of takeaways for you there. One is you do not have to have fancy equipment, a fancy camera, expensive anything. If you truly have something of value to espouse, like if you want to educate people, even if you want to entertain people, there are multiple ways that you can use YouTube. Let me know some of your questions in the comments because there's so much I can teach you, but if you tell me like what you want, what's curious to you, I'll make some videos about it. Okay. So the other big takeaway is I know that there's someone right now watching this and they're like, oh, well, you just said that you make millions. You just said that you were on the cover of these magazines and everybody knows you. Blah, 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 blah. Listen, that is not why I grew on YouTube. In fact, it's the actual opposite. Okay, for instance, let's say this is the first time you've ever seen me or heard of me. Let's say that this video has done well and you're watching this and you're like, I'm interested because I'm here. I'm still here minutes later, but you had never heard of me before. That's my point. You didn't know about all that stuff. YouTube helped you find me. And that's what it does every day for you, for small channels, for us. And let's say you did already know about me, but you didn't spend, you like knew about me, but you didn't, you heard of me or something, but you're spending time with me right now. You're getting to know things about me, how I think and feel and my personality. You're having this parasocial connection with me. That is what YouTube, that's what sets YouTube apart from everything else, in my opinion. That's why it's so powerful, because you have this ability to scale, you have this ability to have like a viral moment, but even if you don't, even if you never have a video that is seen by more than 100 people, you're going to be okay, and it will actually help you because people are having that depth with you, those minutes or hours with you over time. Let's say somebody watches 5 of your videos and each of them is 12 minutes long. They got an hour with you. That is a lot of time. And if you make more than that, if you make a video every single week for a whole year, that's an archive, that's a vault. Like, you probably are going to see another one of my videos. You're probably not going to stop at this one if you've made it this far. You will keep watching my videos, learning from me, participating in this experiment, all of it. And that, I think, is so, so powerful. It's why YouTube has changed so many people's lives. It has changed my life. And I've had some life-changing moments, right? I've had some moments and it has changed my life, and it fulfills me in a way that I can't describe. I am such a nerd about YouTube. I am like, I'm right now recording this. I don't know what time it is. It's not that early in the morning, but let me tell you, I think my alarm's gonna go off in a sec. Let me tell you, I I jumped out of bed at like 5 a.m. today. And I was just like, YouTube. I just wanted to go look at YouTube and see how my videos were doing. And I wanted to go and see what people commented. That's that's like so incredible. And it's just every day I feel that way. Every day for a year. Never every single day I've worked on YouTube. Every single day for more than a year. And it's not slowing down for me. So, one of the ways that I'm going to help 1,000 people become millionaires is that I'm going to help those people find their voice and then share their voice. YouTube is one of those ways they can do that. It's like the main way that I want to help as of now. Maybe something else will come along, but as of now, I think that YouTube is that lowest barrier to entry, meaning almost every single person, especially if you're watching this, because it does mean you have a YouTube account. Almost every single person, or if you don't have an account, you can start one, right? Can have a YouTube channel. And yes, there are many questions. There are, what do I talk about? How do I post a video? Why would anybody watch my video? How do I get viewers? How do I get more viewers? How do I get people to subscribe? There are a lot of these questions. And this does not happen overnight. It is more like tending to a garden, or more like building a home, building an asset. But what can happen is, there's this very well-known YouTuber named Ali Abdal. He has like 6 million subscribers now, and he started as a student, and it's this whole thing. And he said, I can't tell you that, YouTube is going to make you rich, and I can't tell you that it's going to happen overnight. He says, but I can tell you that if you upload a video every single week for 2 years, it will change your life. That's what he says. And I wholeheartedly agree with him. 100%. Here's why everybody isn't rich and everybody isn't a successful YouTuber. Because you might say, well, if it is that easy, then why isn't everybody? Here's the honest answer. The honest answer is, you will hear me say that. You may have even made it this far in the video, but most people will not do anything about it. They will just not. There will be something in them that says, it's not for me. I can't. Or I don't want to put all that effort in, or I don't think that effort will do anything. They will stop. And if they start, they'll go for a few weeks. They won't see immediate gratification or results, and then they'll stop. Before I had my breakthrough last year, or January 2024, and I started just like tinkering and experimenting and just having all this fun and figuring some things out. For a whole year prior, starting January 2023, I poured in all this time and effort, and I did like fancy video interviews and got the whole schedule and did all these things. And I thought, man, that's going to take off. And it didn't. I ended up spending money on ads, which I don't do now at all. Like, I don't do a penny on YouTube ads, right? But I ended up doing that. And it was just wasted money because it was like, it was just, yes, more people were seeing it, but it wasn't the right people. It wasn't people that were like, oh, I'm going to watch an hour because I want to be part of this group. I want to be in your ecosystem. It was just like random people, and it wasn't their fault. It was just that I thought that's how you did it. No. So I've learned so much, and I want to teach you. This is one topic. There are multiple topics that you'll learn from me, but YouTube is this powerful leveraged asset. It is something that you can use, and it's going to be around. I'm going to knock wood, but it is one of those things. I know we have a lot of like, uncertainty with our social platforms, but YouTube is just, it's owned by Google. It is just, as of now, very solid. And what is great about it is I can post a video today that'll be seen a year from now, 2 years from now. You can't say that about other platforms. Think about the last time you posted on another platform other than YouTube, and think about it 2 weeks ago. If you can find that video or even remember what that video was or that post, that's what's really cool about it. So it's YouTube. It is it is having some sort of offer, something that you are able to sell, whether that's a physical product or my preference for you is something that's IP, something that is your time. When if you're just getting started, then you want to sell like proximity to you. So you don't want to forever be in the position where you're swapping your time for money. That's not rich. But to start swapping your information and downloading that information to someone one on one or in a group, that's a really like what I don't want to say easy, but it's a low barrier way to start making money. And then doing things for other people is another way. So basically, being a problem solver and being someone who adds value to someone else, whether it's an individual or a company or a group, that's how you make money. And if you use YouTube or something like it, which I don't know anything like it, but if you use some sort of form of traffic to bring awareness to what you're selling or what you're offering, then you just have this powerful combination. So that's what my channel is about. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to people who have been watching me for years, who know my story, who are still watching this and even know my story. Because if you've been around, you know what I'm doing. You know that I wake up every single day asking myself, how can I help catalyze other people? How can I help other people succeed, even if I don't know them personally? How can I do that? That's this overriding feeling that I have every single day that guides me. How can I catalyze people today? And I used to say, how can I catalyze at least one person today? Now I say, how can I catalyze as many people as possible today and tomorrow and the next day? That's what I'll be doing here. If you never spend a penny on anything that I ever do, I'm rooting for you. I want you to win because when I meet people, I go around the country and around the world. And yes, this applies to people in other countries. I get that question a lot. Yes, it does apply to you. That's the beauty of it. But when I meet people and they tell me that I inspired them in some way, or I help them make money, or I help them like get themselves out of a bad situation, I help them provide for their family, I help them buy a house or start a company, or all the things that people tell me every time I visit, or they write to me. That to me is like the most fulfilling thing. So I don't personally need you to spend any money on me, but I do need you to spend money on yourself. I do need you to invest in yourself because that will catapult your life. And whether it's with me, training with me, working with me, or it's you going to a conference, you writing a book and hiring somebody to help edit it, whatever, there's a hundred things I could list off right now. That investment in yourself is the most important investment you'll make. And that's coming from someone who's invested in 200 companies and 17 different venture funds personally. So let me be the first to tell you that, or maybe the 10th to tell you that your investment in yourself is the most important one you'll make. And I'm so, so grateful to you for letting me be part of your life. If you are here for the first time, thank you so much for subscribing. Again, I'm going to do this experiment and see how this works. If you are here for the first time, you are welcome. Make yourself at home. You're part of our group now. If you have been writing for a while, you know what we have to do, and you know that I'll be here during those tough times. And it's just about applying what you learn. It's about taking a little bit of risk. It's about getting out of the comfort zone. It's about not thinking that you are what you were. You just keep reinventing yourself and keep believing in yourself, because I believe in you.